Hello everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to an alright podcast. Remember, it's not the best podcast, it's not the worst podcast, it's just an alright podcast. So I just want to let you guys know I'm saying thank you because you chose to turn on your tap. You did, you chose to turn on the tap and you let it flow. Let it flow, let it literally go down and listen. That's what you're doing. You're listening to, you're literally probably doing anything right now listening to this. You're probably not even watching this right now, but if you are, thanks very much. Anyway, so I was supposed to have a guest today, Craig, but Craig didn't show up. Well, he couldn't show up, he woke up too late because of the Conor McGregor fight. I didn't watch the Conor McGregor fight now, to be honest. I don't know why. I waited until tomorrow in the morning like everybody else, and I was expecting Cowboy to win. He didn't win. He didn't win at all. He lasted 40 seconds and it was mental. Madness. I woke up this Sunday morning and I literally turned on YouTube and I saw McGregor at a press conference, and he was just there like that with the mic in his hand, and he was just like that, and I was like, oh, you probably won. There you go. My bet is gone because I betted for Cowboy to win McGregor and I lost that completely. So I went on and I turned on the fight on Sunday morning, and it said the video was 10 minutes, and I was like, right, so it probably lasted about 2 rounds, 3.5, probably 2.5 rounds or whatever, or 3 rounds going into the 3rd round, and it didn't. It literally lasted 40 seconds, and I was like, whoa, that's mad. I thought, because Cowboy is known for probably the most knockouts in UFC history, if I'm correct. And for Conor McGregor to come back after an 18-month dismissal or whatever, he didn't show up for 18 months. He didn't fight for 18 months, and when he did, he came back and won the fight in 40 seconds. And he said that he's going to beat him within the first minute of the fight. And when usually Conor McGregor predicts fights, he usually gets them every single time. Probably twice with Nate Diaz, and then Khabib, he didn't get that way. He thought he'd come in. But I think that if Conor McGregor comes back as he done the exact same to Diaz, and he came back, he said he needed to know what to do, and he now knows what to do with Diaz. He knows what to do, and he came back and Conor versus Diaz too, and he bet him. He won because he knew what he had to do. I think with the same as Khabib, if he fought Khabib again, that he could probably beat him this time. And there was a talk of Conor McGregor going into the boxing world as well, that he said before his career ends that he's going to become a boxing champion of the world, and I believe him. I'm believing him. I think he can do it. I doubt him after everything that's happened, but I watched the press conference and some guy set up out of his seats and they're asking questions, and he started talking about the allegations, and everybody in the whole place was like, boo, boo. Everybody was booing the guy, but you could see by his face that he had to ask them questions. He had to ask them. And I'm pretty sure he did not want to be there at that moment. The journalist, that's what it was, the interviewer guy that they pick out of the crowd and they just pick. But yeah, so that's what happened on Sunday. As you can see right now, I have a new studio. I have a new studio for myself. This place I have once a week for an hour. And I started off in my bedroom. No, I first started off doing these podcasts on my Tonto channel. This is a brand new channel. Welcome to the channel also. This is the Alright Podcast channel. I do have probably about 20 to 23 episodes. Yeah, 23 episodes of the start on my Tonto channel. I'll leave a link down in the description below to that channel. Go on and check that out. I do comedy sketches as well. But for this channel, I thought, you know what, for this year, I need to move into a new location. I need to move out of my bedroom. I do my house. I film comedy sketches in my house. That's where that is. But for this podcast, I decided that I wanted to get a new location, and I did. And this is what happens. I said at the start of the year, that I'm determined to find myself a space, and within what day is it? It's the 20th now. In 20 days I found my own space, and that's what happens. A lot of people want to do stuff like this, but they're afraid to, or they're afraid that it's not gonna work out for them. I had people text me in the past saying that they're afraid to start a YouTube channel because of it. Literally don't give a shite what anybody thinks. Go out and do it. There's a guy that I know called Dara that he started his own gaming channel, and he's on a road to 100 on the Modern Warfare game, the new Modern Warfare game that came out just at the end of last year. And he's getting views, but he's not getting the views that I think he wants, but he's still going for it. And for that, I have to respect Dara for that, because that's what Dara's doing. But yeah, anyway, I got this new place, and I can't say where it is, so please don't ask any questions about it, because I had to sign something to state that I'll have to keep this location secret. If anyone does come onto this podcast, because I am looking for guests for this podcast, please, they're gonna have to sign a waiver as well to state that they cannot give away the location. If it comes back and it finds out, and these people that are very nice to me that decided to rent this place out to me, if they find out and I can't, I'll have to go back to the house, I'll be thrown out of this place. So please, if anybody does find out or does know, don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for people, because this is a new start, a new beginning. I should have got water before I came in here, man, and my throat is in bits. Yeah, so what's new? I had Craig come on to the show. He was supposed to be on today with us, and he didn't. Craig is the cinematographer for our production company, Dream Faction Productions. We make films, short films and feature films. We have 8 or 9 films that we need to make, and we've already made 2. So what, about 7 films, 6 films we have, and no, it's about 8 films. Yeah, we have about 11. Now I know you're probably looking and going, what the fuck, do you know what kind of videos you're doing? Do you know what kind, or how many do you have? We sat in Starbucks the other day, I think it was on the Saturday or a Friday or Sunday, yesterday, I don't know, it was one of them days. I'm pretty sure it was a Saturday. And what happened is we took down all the scripts that we're gonna do. Now there's the people in the group is myself and Nicola, Craig, James, Sarah and Rebecca. That's who it is. There's 6 of us now. Rebecca's over in Edinburgh now at the moment. That's a friend of ours, and some of us are scriptwriters, some of us are directors, some of us are actors, some of us are actresses, some of us are just makeup artists, and some of us are just want to be involved in the product and being a producer or something. And I think that's okay. Sorry. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to making so much like new short films, and that will be out on the Dream Factory Productions channel, so I will leave a link down in the description below. Please go subscribe to that as well, and subscribe to this place, because there will be videos out every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on the dot on this channel, and I think that's going to be really good. Now I asked you guys on Instagram to send in some questions, and I have some here that I'm going to actually answer. This first question, I asked you guys for relationship advice. So the first question that was asked was, is flirting cheating? Now I asked people, do they want to be anonymous or they want their names mentioned. Most of them said they want to be anonymous, but this girl here said she wants to be, she doesn't mind, she doesn't care. So the girl that asked this is called, her name is Aoife. Now Aoife is the type of girl that would see an old woman being mugged and then would go over and help the old woman, and then her and the old woman would turn around and beat up the mugger. Yes you are, because if Aoife's watching this right now, you know you are. She's a real nice person. I got to know her over the year while I was working in a workplace. But to answer your question, is flirting cheating? I think of it this way: you and your buddies go to a nightclub, you're single, and you're looking to pick up girls. What do? You go over, you flirt with them. You're flirting. Why are you flirting? Because you're trying to get into them. You're trying to get into their panties, their trousers. You know, that little cave. You're trying to get your soldier into that cave. And I think, in my opinion, I think flirting is cheating. If you're in a relationship and you're flirting with a girl, there's intentions there. That's why you're flirting. There's a reason why you're flirting. Some people could say no, it's just a little bit of a laugh, I guess, a mess. Just because you're in a relationship, a little flirting won't hurt. It will. It doesn't probably affect you or the people you're flirting with, but it could affect the person that you are in a relationship with. So I think, to be honest, I think flirting is cheating. So there you go, Aoife, there's your other question. And there's one more from Aoife as well. Why do people cheat? That's a good question. When I had this, I was probably I was sitting down thinking, why would someone cheat? And the best thing I can come up with is that sometimes people are in situations that they can't get out of. Some people feel the need to go off on a loved one that they have intimate relations with and go off with another girl or guy. They could be turned out gay, and they want to keep it a secret. I know people that have cheated on other people for fucking ages, and is it wrong? Yes, but at the end of the day, that's their business. I'm not getting involved in that. If it was a close friend of mine, I probably would tell them. I'd probably tell that person that the person that they're with is cheating on them, and it's up to themselves. It's up to them then to acknowledge it or just ignore it. Some people know they're cheated on. Some people know that they're being cheated on, and they ignore it because they don't want to believe it. They don't want to come to realization that the person that they love and thought that loved them with all their heart. Sorry, I keep coughing, and that's gonna go through the whole video unless I get a drink, but I'm not getting a drink because I started the podcast. Yeah, so people cheat, man, and then, as I was saying, some people just don't want to face it. Some people just hide, and because they're afraid of losing that person to another person. Like, why should that person have my boyfriend or have my girlfriend? No, we can work this out, but sometimes you can't work it out. Sometimes it's hard, and you need to let go, because it's gonna hurt. The longer you go with it, the harder it's gonna be to let go, and it's gonna hurt. And I think people cheat because of so many reasons, in a situation that they can't get out of. They could love the person very much, but they're just not giving them their needs that they need, and they don't want it. Maybe it's not the same anymore. There's so many things, so I can't really answer that much, but I hope I helped a little bit with that. So thanks for that, Aoife. This one's from Dara. Don't hide in the closet. And you know what, Dara? I think you're right. Don't hide in the closet. Just like Dara came out of the closet, and he accepted who he was. You know, he was far back in the closet. He was a Narnia, man. He saw Mr. Thomas, and him and Mr. Thomas went into the shack. And when they went into the shack, him and Mr. Thomas just Narnia'd all night long. That's what they done. So Dara, I think it's inspirational that you're telling people that don't hide in the closet. So thanks for that question, and I think you're a real hero to look up to the gay community. Thank you, there. Anyway, So here's another one. This is the next question. They want to name anonymous. What should I do if he keeps playing Fortnite? Now, I'm playing Fortnite at the moment, and I'm playing with a friend called James. Now, James is part of Nigerian Factory Productions, and he is a really good friend of mine as well. Fortnite, when guys come together, now that sounds wrong, right? Listen, stop being childish, man up. This is an adult version of a podcast. Listen. When guys come together and they decide to play games together and they get addicted to it, it's another form of guys hanging out. At least your man's not out doing drugs, you know, cheating, as Aoife would come into it. He's playing games. Let your man play some games, you know. Let him play at night time with his friends, you know. You have all day with him, so you might as well let him play all night. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know who this is, and I know she's gonna kill me. It's not Nicola. Don't worry. Nicola is my girlfriend for all you new listeners, but it's not Nicola. It's a girl I know. So please don't kill me. But just let him play his games, you know. Let him play for about an hour or two with the boys, or the boy. It's me. It's me. Yeah, it'd be great. So just let him play it. Should men always agree with women? No, not always, and I don't think women should always agree with men either. I don't think that you always have to agree with a woman, but yeah, again, a woman is always right. Always right. I'd never forget that for the young audience that is watching this right now. The woman's even always right. Even if she's in the wrong, she's in the right. And why? It's just easier in your life, buddy. For that question, no, I don't think men should always agree with women, and yet again, I don't think women should always agree with men either. For the likes of that one. Right. How do you stop your girlfriend from trying to have sex with you all the time? Yeah, again, this person wants to be anonymous. You're lucky, man. You're lucky. Some people are out there 40 years down the line and haven't even smelled anything, you know. The closest they've been to someone is probably at a bus stop or at a party, or, you know, or pornography. That's what the only vagina they can get, you know. But yeah, again, it could be a man, it could be a penis. But for your problem, I don't think it is a problem. Maybe you need to put more into this effort. It sounds like you don't put much effort into it anymore. And I think that you should fulfill your girlfriend's needs or your boyfriend's needs. And I think you should, for once, as I was saying about the Fortnite thing, let him play for an hour or two. Let her play for an hour or two. Not two, you'd be bollocks after. But let them play for a while, you know. Let them flute that horn, you know, play the tin whistle, you know. Do some skills with your tongue to make her feel good, you know, for the likes of that. But that's all I'm going to say about that. How do you stop your girlfriend from trying to have sex with her? Don't. Just tell her you have syphilis or gonorrhea, or you have a disease, an STD, and she's not going to have sex anymore until you get that cleared up. But that's okay. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that is all the questions. Yeah, so that's all the questions there. So I'm going to say thanks to everybody for that. Thanks very much for them questions on Instagram. Now, I want to go back onto Instagram as well, because I asked you guys a would you rather or the likes of that. So I said, here we go, come on, you bastard. Let's go. I shouldn't be cursing, I'm so sorry. I said, what is more terrifying to witness, a ghost or an alien? I asked you guys that, and you answered it. I'm really thankful that you did. 23% of people say ghost, and 9% of people. So sorry, 23 people voted ghost, and 9 people voted alien. And be honest, I think If I were to see an alien or a ghost, I think I would be more afraid of the ghost. Why? I don't know. Because you could see it in any form. You could see a light, you could see a dead person. If you see an alien, man, you see a spaceship coming down. Maybe they're coming down to land and make peace. Some ghosts want peace as well. But some ghosts then as well don't. I recorded a podcast, my last podcast before I changed to this studio. I made a video, and at the end of the video you hear something moving, and I'm going to tell you straight out. I went to a charity shop, and in the charity shop I went down the back and there was this painting, and I had to go through like curtains into this charity shop, so it was kind of spooky down the back, and I decided I need a new painting for my house or a new picture. It is the picture of 4 flowers in a row, and I brought it home. And ever since I brought it home, I saw my camera bag move right in front of me, and you can hear it on the last episode of the podcast at the end of it, towards the end. And that is my proof, and I don't care if people don't believe me or not, because I know what it's saying from the corner of my eye, and you can hear it on it. The way it is that it's a flat table just like this one, and my bag was sitting on the table, and all you can hear in the video is, and from the corner of my eye I saw the bag going and moving, and I kind of freaked out afterwards. But on the podcast I signed off straight away. If you haven't seen that video, if you haven't seen that podcast, please even go back to it and watch it from probably 8 minutes onwards, maybe, because I think it's like 10 minutes. Watch it from 8 minutes on, and you will hear the noise. Put the volume all the way up. It is scary. I'll leave a link down in the description below to it. Please go even watch that part. It's scary. And then next of all, what you can see, I probably will, or probably not, I'll probably put pictures up here, but if there's a picture up there right now, you can see that there is a light bulb smashed all over my floor, and the reason for that is because we went to bed, me and Nicola went to bed, and this was probably the next night after, and we went to bed. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. Nicola went up to go to the toilet, and she started going, Anthony, and I was like, what? And I got up out of bed. She goes, quick, come to the bathroom, quick. And I thought she wanted me show me her poo or something. I was like, look at the size of that thing. But no, the light bulb was smashed all over the ground, and I was like, we didn't even hear that, and that fell down and smashed. And I was like, what? And it's secured as well, so I was like, what the fuck's going on? So that was the second thing. And then the third thing is that my whole power went off at night, and it was pitch dark, and I had to grab the dogs, and I went to my mother's and I stayed at my ma's for the night. The fuse blew. Now that could always happen, but the light, that could always happen. Your fuse can blow. But for the likes of the bag moving and the light bulb smashing on the ground, no. I gave the painting away. Then I only paid like €5 for it in the charity shop. I gave it away to someone. Someone now has it in the house, and hopefully no one can come to me and haunt me, maybe. But yeah, that's what happens. That's I think with like the ghosts and so, the likes of ghosts, they would freak me out, man. It's just the thought of a dead person coming back, you know, and maybe they come back normal. Maybe I've never seen a ghost, and honestly, I don't want to see a ghost. It would be nice, kind of, to know that yes, when we die from here, we're gonna have an afterlife. That there's somewhere beyond this earth, this planet, this universe, that we go somewhere different. And I strongly believe in that as well. I believe that we go somewhere after we die. Now everybody has their own opinions. Some people say no, we should go into the ground and we rot away, and there's some people say no, our balls of energy, like the thing that makes us inside, our balls of energy, go somewhere after we die. We go somewhere, we don't know where, but we go somewhere good. And I like to believe that. I think a lot of people like to believe that. And yeah, let me know if you're one of them people, if you believe that you either rot on the ground or you go somewhere after you're dead. somewhere better, somewhere new. I'd love to do it. A lot of people believe in reincarnation, and when you die you come back as something else. There was a theory going around on Facebook and all social media sites, it's out a while now, that when you're dying you'll see a bright light, and when the bright light is full, you come out of a woman. What that would be your ma, your new ma, and you're crying, and the reason you're crying is because you remember your past life, but as you get older, as a baby, you start to forget, you start to make new memories, new life, and you totally forget about it. And I think that's lovely. I think that's a nice way to put it. And I'm terrified of death, I'm terrified of all that, but the one thing that we're all going to be having in common is that we're all going to be gone 100 years from now. Everybody that's probably watching this podcast is gone. Literally, we're all gone. This whole generation's gone. Unless you're lucky to live up to 100, 200 years from now, we're definitely all gone. Everybody that's watching this right now, we're all going to be gone. And I think that's kind of, it's scary, but it's kind of nice that everybody meeting your life, that you met in your life, we're all going to go through the same experience. It's great. But for the likes of UFOs and stuff like that, man, that's scary. UFOs are scary. I'd like to witness, not like the ghost, I wouldn't like to witness a ghost, but I'd like to witness a UFO. I really would. It'd be so cool. It'd freak me out, but it'd be so cool. I know this person that told me that they were walking through the park one night with their friend, and they looked up at the sky and they saw something just hovering, and it went and it just flew off, and they said they can't describe it, but it happened to them, and I can't say who that is in case they tell me that I shouldn't have said that, and that people probably think he's a mad thing, but it's okay, it's alright. I believe him. Do you believe him? Probably not. And this podcast, I want to try to get ads on this podcast, so if you have anything to promote, please, I'll promote it for you for a small charge. That's it. Because I do need to rent out this place as well, so please let me know if you need any ads or anything, and I will promote them. Any promotions, I'll do them for you. I think we need to go now. Not go as in the podcast, but I have more stuff I want to say as well. I was planning to do an hour of this podcast, but I honestly don't know how long this podcast is going to go on for. The rough time is an hour. I'm going to try to do at least an hour, so that'd be good. If I'm looking away and looking over this way, it's because I'm looking at the screen and not the lens, and a lot of people do that. A lot of people look at the screen instead of the lens. I should have flipped it around, but I need to see when the camera goes off, or if it does go off, because I'm not sure how long this records for. If it goes off suddenly and comes back, I have to change the SD card in it. That's it. But anyway, I watched Don't Fuck With Cats on the weekend. We watched the Saturday night or Friday night, and I'm telling you now, if you have not watched Don't Fuck With Cats, go watch it. Now I'm going to give a description, and I'm probably going to mention everything. I'm going to probably just say it all, so please, it's a good documentary. I don't usually go sit down and watch documentaries, but I was told. Sorry about that. As I was saying, the camera just turned off, so I had to change and make more space for it. But as I was saying, Don't Fuck With Cats, I'm going to probably say all of it. Me and Nicola watched, there's only like 3 episodes, so you on for an hour. The first one goes on for an hour and 5 minutes, the other one goes on for like 55 minutes, and the other one then goes on for like an hour and 10 minutes. But trust me, if you have not seen Don't Fuck With Cats, watch it. It is so good. It's great. It's about this team, right? So I'm gonna probably try to say the gist of it. This bit. This guy uploads a video in 2010 of 2 kittens, and he plays with the kittens. and basically he puts the 2 kittens, it's horrible, he puts the 2 kittens in a vacuum bag, closes it, seals it so they have no air, and then gets the Hoover and sucks out all the air from it. And it is horrible. Me and Nicola had to skip it. We couldn't watch that part. They show you, and it's horrible. And then they show you a video of the cats, and they're just stiff, and they're just like they're dead. It's horrible. It's mad the way they can show that. But he does that. So there's a load of outrage and uproar, and there's this woman you see at the start, and she's she recently got divorced, and she's gone through a lot of stuff. She works in Las Vegas as a production or a company manager or something like that as well. And in the evening she goes on and watches it. She makes an identity. She makes an identity that it's not her. She puts a different name because she doesn't want people to know who she is or what she's saying. She's like, you can do anything on the internet. You can be anyone on the internet. You can be what you want, and people won't know. She comes across this video. She thinks it's so vile, and I strongly agree with it. It's sick. If you watch it, man, it's horrible. And she starts, there's a lot of people commenting underneath it saying, this is sick, we need to catch this guy, this dirty fecker, or whatever, right? So they make this group. These people, there's normal 9-to-5 jobs day people, make a group of and they try to track this person down. So they start sussing out in the room and what the room is and the music and the posters, and they start analysing everything. And it gets to the stage where they know the fella, they catch the fella, they know who the fella is. They spot him, they cut him down, and they know where he lives, but he is playing a game with them. If you ever seen that film Catch Me If You Can, he's not based off that, but he's trying to be that guy, and he's doing it. It's like everybody is Tom Hanks trying to catch this guy, and this guy is Leonardo DiCaprio. Now this guy was a model, and he's a failed model, and how can I say this? He is a psychopath. You can tell by the way he talks. He literally resembles Christian Bale from Psycho. He's mad into himself, loves himself. Oh, me. The way he talks is like, yes, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? And when he's talking to you, he's calm, he's silent, he's calm, he's soft, and his tones. And then every time he finishes something, he goes, there's something wrong with this fella, there's something up with this fella. So he murders cats, and then he goes and murders more cats. He drowns a cat. He puts a cat on a stick and puts it underneath water. And that was, man, we couldn't watch it. We skipped it. And the people describing him, man, you can tell, some people cried and stuff, everything and all. And then he moved on to killing someone, and this person had a puppy, and he killed a puppy as well, and he just threw it in the bin. So what they do is that they try to go on the hunt to get this person, and that's all I'm going to say about it. You need to watch it. You need to watch this. It's so good, and the ending is so worth it. It's literally like 3 hours and 20 minutes out of your day to watch this. Watch it in the evening, even if you can watch one a day. But trust me, after the first episode, you'll want to watch the second. And after the second episode, you'd want to watch the third, final episode. We set up to like 11-12 o'clock to watch it. It was mad, man. It was crazy. But yeah, that was really good. And also, I'm watching The Confession Killer at the moment. I'm only on episode 1, and what I can find out so far, his name is Henry Lee Lucas. People described him, he said he makes Marilyn Manson look like I don't know the name of the guy, but he's supposed to be like a lovely, nice host of a TV show. He makes him look like that. He went on an 8-year killing spree, killed 100 to 150 people, and he was able to show the bodies and stuff like that, and where the bodies were. He confessed, he brought himself in, he confessed himself. And when he killed that one person and they were at court, at the end of the court, he said, right, so what are we going to do about the other 100 or 150 women I killed? Or the people I killed, he killed children and everything. And everybody just went, what? What? And there was like big news. This happened in 1985, I think. He was born in 1960, I think. Or he was a child in 1960. And they were asking why, what's the reason for, how could someone like this? And he explains his background. He says, when I was younger, my mother was a prostitute. My mother would bring guys home at night and have sex with them. And sometimes she would make him watch, which is really fucked up, really fucked up. And the dad was a drinker and he was just an alcoholic, and the dad lost his legs. I don't know how much of his legs, but he lost his legs in a railway accident. That's what it was. And he was in a wheelchair out, and his job was to sell pencils on the street, and it was like a brick street, so it was real bad. Yes, that's my sound effect. But that's what it was. It sounded horrible. But man, imagine killing that many people. He said after number 79 that it just felt like nothing. He said it was like you were in Cold War and you were numb. You couldn't feel nothing. And imagine getting to that state. He had an accomplice as well. He had some guy come in on the murders as well. A friend of his that they were saying he has a very low IQ, ugly, weird looking motherfucker. But what they do is that they start making him believe that he is a friend, that he's helping with these murders, solving these cases. And they would let him walk around the prison with no handcuffs. He would be able to smoke anytime he wants, get a drink anytime he wants, you know. But that's what they done. They done that so they needed to make him believe that he was helping, and that they needed his confidence staying up, because if his confidence came down, that means his trust would go, and if his trust goes, he'd start telling lies. But then at the end of it, the very last part of episode 1, he turns around and he says, someone says, and I couldn't believe, I think it was all lies. And I was like, what? But then I wanted to watch episode 2, but then I brought the dog out on a walk. Yeah, but that's what I'm watching at the moment. Watch Don't Fuck With Cats, please. I do recommend it. And watch, if I was you, I'd probably watch The Confession Killer. I like all them. I also like stand-up comedy, man. I love stand-up comedy. I love watching Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer. I love watching podcasts as well. The Joe Rogan podcast, King of the Sting, The Fire and the Kid, this past weekend. I have so much, Your Mom's House, I have so much I can watch. And that's what I do. You know, people used to grow up listening to the radio, man, and now in our generation, in 2020, you can sit down, you can walk around the house, and you can listen or watch two guys sitting down on a podcast. And that's the reason why I wanted to start podcasting, because of all these podcast people. I said, you know what, I'm good at talking. When I have people here with me, when we're having a one-on-one conversation, that's even better. You'll get so much more out of me. You don't believe how much I had to sit down and say, right, what am I going to talk about? Because my podcasting from the first episode up to now has changed so much. You can tell that I can talk for longer. I have more to say. I'm getting better at talking into a camera, just me and myself. But I do want guests on. I'm trying to get guests. I'm trying to get people. We have either Craig coming on next week instead. He's a cinematographer, so he will be on. And then we have Bobby as well, Bobby Calloway. He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a director, he's a voice actor also. He does a lot of stuff, man, and he's well known in the Dublin, Ireland community. Like, it's a small community, but he's known in it, and we're going to get him on. We're going to talk about more about films. I might get him and Craig on at the same time even, next week. because they're both into films, so we can have a proper debate. We can probably be here for like 2-3 hours talking, you know. But please let me know what you guys want to hear, what guests you want on as well. Please, I'm going to be on Instagram and I'm going to be asking questions of would you rather, and also I asked a question out there that was supposed to be for today. What is your favourite film of all time? What do you think is the greatest film of all time? Please leave a link down in the description below. Also, I will leave a link down in the description below to my Instagram page. Please go follow me on that and I will do that. Right, so that's what I'm going to do. If you have any questions or anything like that, just send them in. Send them in to me and I'll be able to answer them. So I will leave that link down below to that Instagram page, and you can probably interact more, because that's what I want to do. I want to kind of interact more with you guys as well. But yeah, so that's going to be the podcast now for this week. Please let me know what guests you want on for it. And remember, it's not the best podcast, it's not the worst podcast, it's just an alright podcast. Guys, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you next Wednesday. See ya.